So it's been probably a week or so since we seen this jungle. What's what the wife calls it anyways, is a jungle. And I would have to agree it pretty much is a jungle. Not sure how we're going to find anything in here when we go to harvest, but that's all good. Everything looks so healthy. And I knew when I planted these they was going to be way too close together. But I didn't really care. I just wanted to grow stuff and see how it did. And to be honest with you, it's growing great. There's no bug damage whenever we first started this, but I see no cucumber beetles whatsoever. Been having for a week or so. So we're going to come around here and meet each other and talk about what kind of mess we have. I'm going to talk. She's going to listen. It's kind of weird for a woman to listen, but they do sometimes. She'll probably slug me for that later. Anyhow, we have winter squashes. I tried training most of these up around. As you can see, a lot of them are going up around the hoop. A lot of them are just going where they want to, and I don't care, honestly. The only thing that I don't really want growing here is these buttercups. They're kind of ugly and nasty plants, as far as I'm concerned. They stink. The rest of this stuff, it can grow if it wants to. I don't care a whole lot. There's a lot of plantain. There's a lot of lamb's quarter. I'm not sure what these other ones are. Not real sure what those are, but these right here is lamb's quarter. They're pretty good. They're actually very tasty. Plantain's a good plant too. There's tomatoes everywhere. In fact, if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't even have seen that tomato. That looks like the weeds growing everywhere, and them weeds aren't hurting a thing. They're just keeping all that carbon pumped into the ground and keeping all the microorganisms living. Then it's definitely doing great, and it's keeping the water down, keeping the evaporation levels low. This is a little more chaotic than I wish it was, but I'm not going to change a thing. If anything, the only thing I'll do, I won't pull any of the weeds. I'll just go over and crunch them over, try to kink them back a little bit, and I've done that a few times. They just perk back up after a while. There's so many weeds, or so many. If you go down inside here where this is, the weeds are kind of snuffed out from the squash plants. And there's a tomato right there trying to struggle its way through to see the light, which I think is pretty freaking cool. So this broccoli, it's went to seed. Of course, it wasn't nothing anyways, other than it didn't really do anything. But it's fine to go to seed right there. I'm not going to hurt it any. We have some. We did have anyhow. Oh yeah, we still do right here. We still do have loofahs growing. They're pretty viney looking. They're struggling to get to the light, but they need to just grow up and quit being such wimps. Even the flowers we planted, the Mexican sunflower, it's like kind of hidden in there. I think it's pretty cool. It's a jungle for sure. Nature planted most of it. We planted some of it. What are we going to get out of it? I have no idea. Maybe nothing but a bunch of green stuff. But we're definitely going to get some sunflowers, and I'm sure we're going to get some squash. Them squash up across there, all them pumpkins look really good so far. I'm not sure what kind they are anymore. Can't remember, but. And the sunflowers are doing really good. This isn't doing as good as that one. That one up there beside the greenhouse that started growing really early is doing great. I'm definitely going to save some seed out of this one. Out of this, definitely going to save seed out of it, because it's gonna have heads growing everywhere. Everywhere you see that's gonna have a flower on it. Japanese beetles are on there too. Oh no, it ain't. But I don't know how many flowers that's gonna have. It's gonna have a gazillion. The big head on top, I don't know how big it's gonna get, but I'm gonna save seed out of it because I like the multiples. That, and then next year that we'll plant some of those along with some of the other seeds that we save. There is some bird damage on some of these, but I'm sure they were just eating bugs because the birds perch up on top of that all the time. I think this area, my wife does not like it at all. It's driving her insane. I don't have an issue with it myself. I figure what's going to grow is going to grow, and what don't grow. Nature will figure it out. It'll sort itself out. I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's awesome. Most of these squashes are winter squash, so we won't harvest those till the plants die back anyways. So what's it going to matter, you know? Till the plants die back, or it's time to harvest because it's just time. Don't want the squashes to freeze. But if you look back in there, there's a lot of squash flowers. Of course, they're all male flowers. I don't see any females back through there, but that's fine too. There's a pile of them. They'll figure themselves out. Some of these are doing better than I thought, actually. Mexican sunflower, something might have. I don't know if it was a bird ate that or what, but they're growing pretty good. Some of these are growing really nice. We even got thistles growing everywhere. I'm not going to bother them either. We even got some of these Mexican sunflowers over here. Actually, something did get in here and eat them. I don't know what it would have been. But something jumped the fence. Jumped the fence and ate some of them. That one there has been eaten. I don't see nothing else damaged though. I guess it wasn't a deer. They would have ate these first and then them. I don't know what it would have been. Maybe a groundhog found its way through. That's why we put that fence up, was for groundhogs anyways. Got the compost pile. I need to flip it. When I flip it the next time, I'll probably throw it over this way. These here Jerusalem artichokes are doing amazing. Granted, they're up 2 feet off the ground, but they're still huge. Back here, they're not sticking up off the ground back here. So they're, I don't know, 6 feet tall plus. I think they're cool. And they're really tasty as well. So, you know, we'll have a pretty good harvest out of that bed for sure. I think it's cool. This here, I don't like the weeds growing like this where there's nothing else, but I ain't gonna worry too much about it. Should take this fence down and mow in around here and put it back up, but and I may do that sometime this week. I ain't sure if I will or not, but I'm gonna let it go, see what happens. I like that though. That's pretty cool. We did harvest our garlic out of the garden and the food arbor lettuce, and I replanted a bunch of stuff, so we'll soon see stuff popping up out of that as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. So thanks for watching and following along with our journey. We're learning as you do. Try to learn together. A lot of this stuff we figured out pretty easy. A lot of it we haven't yet, but we figured out a fair bit of it. And hopefully y'all learn something from us. And we definitely learn something from you guys when you comment some. So keep it up. Until we meet again, take care and God bless.